Okay, this is the Sterling 1025 rear end axle out of my 86 F250. I am adding a Detroit TrueTrac limited slip differential. It's replacing that open diff. Here's the open diff out of the front that I replaced last year with the Grizzly locker. So this carrier is very heavy. So I've actually rigged up, you can see, a block and tackle with a ladder. The reason is, when I lift this in and out, I've got to hold shim stacks on either side. This thing is so heavy, there's no place to put my fingers. I found that if I get my wife or one of my kids to kind of take the weight off of that, I can hold my shim stacks and we can lower it in without too much trouble. So I know it looks like a complete chaos, but you know, 5-6 times in and out with shim stacks, very tight preload on that carrier, this actually is working for me. Engine hoist, if I had one, would be great. I just don't have one, so this is working. So here's the Detroit TrueTrac. I've got the bearings pressed on. I'm using the same gear set. I'm hoping this is the final setup. And see on that piece of paper, I'm tracking the setup process. This is my 5th setup. I was pretty close to begin with, but I'm really trying to dial in my backlash, pinion depth. My final adjustment, I've tried a few different shim stacks behind my main bearing on the pinion, and I'm going to take or add 2 thousandths with this shim to take it to 15 thousandths behind the race. Like I said, this is a setup race, so it's an exact copy of the actual race that I'll put in. It's just I sanded it down so it'll slide in and out. That way I can adjust pinion depth by adding or replacing shims. So this shim is 13 or 13 and a half thousandths. This is 15 and a half thousandths, in that range. And stick that one in. Then the setup race goes back in. That will move my pinion deeper, because the pattern on the ring gear was saying that I was a little too shallow. I started at 21 thousandths, went down to 10 thousandths, up to 13 thousandths, so hopefully 15 thousandths will get me just right. Tail bearing, yoke, pinion nut. This is the old pinion nut, and I filed the inside so it's not as aggressive. I'm just using it for setup. When I finally dial it in, I'll put the new nut on. At this point, I don't set actual preload. That will come, actual pinion preload, that will come later. Right now, it's just a little bit of resistance, not too tight. And so I can get everything in here set up right. Then I'll go to the back end and shim it for preload on the pinion and torque the nut. Ready, left, oh, that's heavy. Go, go. Okay, hold it. Okay, now let it down slowly. Slowly. Okay, down more. Down. Okay, wait. Get my fingers out. Whoa, hold it. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, down a little more. A little more. Okay, wait. There. Okay, thanks. Cameo appearance by my teenage son. Still in his PJs. All right, that's in. Now bearing caps, left and right does matter. I marked them before I took them out the first time. Okay, don't need it too tight just to seat those bearing caps. Because even if this setup is perfect, it's all got to come back out so I can put the final race in, not that setup race. Now, gotta check backlash. I just moved 2/1000ths. I added 2/1000ths on this side. I took 1/1000th away from this side because my backlash was, I need it between 6 and 10/1000ths, and I was at 11/1000ths. So by moving the carrier and the ring gear this way, hopefully now my backlash is dialed in, we shall see. Okay, I've got the yoke fixed in the back. I've got the dial indicator straight on the face of the drive side of the tooth. It's not touching anywhere. Let's set it at 0. We're looking for 6 to 10/1000ths. Please be on, please. Beautiful. Just under 8. Like 7 1/4 thousandths. Perfect. Love it. After I record my final numbers, so backlash, 7.25 thousandths. I'm at 266 on the left side of the carrier shim. This is back to 15.5. Shim depth. On the right side, I'm at 272 thousandths. Now, I'm gonna check the pattern on the ring gear. Okay, these are the teeth I've been painting. Now I'll run the drill on the pinion nut, and I'll add some resistance with this leather glove so that I get good tooth contact. Okay. Reverse. Okay. So this is a pinion depth I've run before. I think I like it because I'm well centered between. I thought this line on the inside was a little hard, so I took out 2/1000ths, but that definitely gave me convex in, I think is the right word. So this centers it right back up. I've gone from, if I look at my chart, I started at 21.5 thousandths or 21 thousandths. I went to 17 thousandths, down to 10 thousandths, back to 13, then to 15 thousandths, which is where I am now, but I tried 13 thousandths. I like 15 thousandths. Now I'm back at 15 thousandths. That's on the drive side. On the coast side, I think that looks good too. And now with the proper backlash. The last time I ran it, I didn't have the right backlash, so my pattern was too far toward the outside. Now my backlash is right, my pattern is centered, and my wear pattern is centered right in the tooth. So that is as good as I can get it. I've exhausted my shim options, and of all the pictures I've looked at on the internet and all the videos I've watched, I think that's pretty good. So we'll run with that. So that is really exciting. I've got the right backlash and I've got the right pattern. Now, all I need to do is take everything apart again for the 6th or 7th time, drive in my final race, not that setup race, but with all the same shims, and then everything goes back together exactly like this is now, but with that final race driven in, clean everything out, and then focus on the pinion preload and pinion nut torque. Okay, I pulled my setup race out, and I leave my shim in. This is the exact same as my setup race, but not ground down, right? Just normal. I do not have a seal driver that will fit this, and I'd have to order on Amazon and wait till Monday. I don't want to do that. Here is a bearing cap that came out of the old setup, so I'm going, and that happens to be the right size. So I will use that and this piece of 1/2-inch steel and try to drive it that way. That's almost in now. That bounced. That is in. That is in. Okay, so now I've got my pinion back in, and I added a crush sleeve eliminator and shimmed it so that I've got a preload or rotational force of between 20 and 35 inch-pounds. And this is on the high side, so when I rotate this, I'm just below 35 inch-pounds, 33 inch-pounds, but that is within spec. My next size shim, larger, is too big. This nut is torqued to 125 foot-pounds. So that's nice and tight, and I'm within spec. So I will leave that, but that's just the setup. So now we'll take this back out, drop the pinion, and we'll add the seal, put it together for final time, and torque it with the new nut. That's a setup nut. Grease this for when the pinion yoke slides in so it's not dry. Okay, here's a pinion bearing I pressed on long ago. This is the crush sleeve eliminator. What that means is this came factory with a crush sleeve. Here's the new crush sleeve that came with the kit. You would put that in and you would tighten it down until you got the right preload. Problem is, over time, these weaken. This had almost pretty much zero preload on it. When I took it apart, I checked. When I first took it apart, pulled out of the truck, so the crush sleeve had pressed so much there was no preload left at all. This is a crush sleeve eliminator, just about the same size, with some shims. So these are the shims I was changing to set the preload before, and that's eliminator plus, I think, 17 thousandths shim. And then now this goes up in there and I tighten it all down for the last time. $125 foot-pounds. Still spins. See, that's less preload because I think this nut is tighter. It didn't torque as tight as it did before. I'm going to torque it just a little bit more. Oh, come on. I need between 20 and 35. Well, shoot, now it's only at 10. What the heck? That nut's not getting as tight. All right. I had to tighten that a little tighter than I did with the setup nut, but I need between 20 and 30 inch-pounds, and I am right at 20. That is within spec. I'm calling that good. Nice. Now the carrier can go in for the final time. Okay, carrier bearing cap bolts get torqued to 80 foot-pounds. Seven and a half thousandths. Spec is 6 to 10. Perfect. Wow. Nice. I'll do the wheel bearings on the end. I won't take footage of that. That's nothing so special. But this is special. Detroit TrueTrac. That's the exciting part. Helical gear type limited slip. That feels good. I've been worried about getting this done for a year. And there it is. It's on to the rest of rear suspension, new bushings, clean things up, and then this goes right back in. Exciting. Wow. Awesome, awesome.